Do you want to change your life but find it hard to commit to your decisions? Do you get the feeling that as you go through life, the cards are somehow stacked against you? Do you want more success in your life? Then keep listening as we learn from Tony Robbins how to bring about positive change in your life, and more importantly, how you can do this from today. Hi, my name is Dr. Aziz. I'm a psychology graduate of Cambridge University and also a medical doctor. In this video, I'll be covering Awaken the Giant Within as we cover a series of books on this channel by the famous motivational speaker Tony Robbins. It's a potential life changer, but it's also a big book and just over 500 pages. But don't worry, you don't have to read it because as always, I've done the hard work for you and will be presenting all the key points in the next 7 minutes or so. We will discover why singing can help you quit eating chocolate, how words you use to describe your situation can define your attitude towards life, and how you can have the power to change society just by your dinner choice. Think back to your last New Year's resolutions. What did you say you would commit to, and did you manage to stick to it? If you did not, then the problem most likely was in how you framed your desire to change. I'd like to stop eating junk food instead of I will start eating more healthily. To change anything in your life, you first have to make a clear decision. Then, no matter what, came rain or shine, you stick to that decision. This may mean you have to adapt your approach as you face obstacles. A good example of this was Soichiro Honda, founder of the Honda Corporation. He was determined from a young age to succeed in the automobile industry, and during his lifetime, he oversaw its expansion from a wooden shack in Japan, manufacturing bicycle motors, to a multinational automobile and motorcycle manufacturer. The journey was not without obstacles, however. During World War II, for example, the Japanese government would not provide Honda with the concrete that he needed to build the factories for his cars. Did he give up? No. Honda's solution was to invent his own way of making concrete and continue building his empire. Adapt, innovate, keep moving forward. Committing to major decisions may be challenging, but like anything else in life, the more you do it, the easier it gets. For example, smokers very rarely quit on the first attempt, but if you reflect on the obstacles and reasons why, e.g. being around other smokers and strategies on how you can overcome them, e.g. take breaks at different times or with other people, then you are more likely to succeed. Everything we do in life is to either attain pleasure or avoid pain. Understanding this can help us make life-changing decisions. For example, if you want to give up chocolate, every time you slip and eat it, try singing a song you absolutely hate. Soon your brain will associate the act of eating chocolate with that horrible song. Even better, however, and something that studies have proven to be very effective even in drug addicts to prevent relapse, is to replace that bad habit with a good one. Ideally, a desirable habit that gives you an equal amount of pleasure as the older bad habit. So replace chocolate with a fruit that you like or a sport that you enjoy. Distract yourself, release those feel-good hormones. Visualize how you will look if you stick to your healthier options, and you will achieve it. The words we use have a significant impact on how we feel and ultimately our mental health. Tony Robbins refers to this as transformational vocabulary. The words we employ to describe our experience of the world actually define that experience. To think differently about a situation, we need to describe it differently. The secret is to use strong words for positive emotions and less intense words for negative ones. For example, instead of saying I am happy, you could say I am totally blissed, man. Very American, I know, but you get the drift. Similarly, for negative emotions, instead of saying I am extremely anxious, you could say I am a little concerned. Also, try and use unusual words to express negative emotions. Saying something like I must say I feel quite peeved can amuse you and will instantly lift your mood. What is thinking? In its most basic form, it is a series of questions and answers that we ask ourselves. If we ask negative questions, we receive negative answers. If we ask positive questions, we receive positive answers. It is easier said than done to simply focus on our positive questions and answers, however. The way life pans out, we often end up in potentially negative situations, seemingly beyond our control. Your car may break down in the middle of nowhere. It's tempting to think and say, why always me? Why is my life a failure? The solution here is to come up with a list of questions beforehand and ask questions like, what's good about this situation and what can I do to enjoy the process of solving this problem? To take this thinking to the next level, every morning wake up and ask, what's great about my life, or what accomplishments am I proud of? By getting yourself in a good mood at the start of the day, you'll find it easier to both remain and access this positive state throughout the day. This is something which I have elaborated on in The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod in the animated summary, and I'll link that down below. Do you know what your most important values in life are? Is it love? Is it health? If you don't know, then you should try and find out, because the most successful, happiest people are those who understand their own values and live their lives accordingly. Sometimes you have to change your values. For example, your ultimate value in life may be passion. Everything you do, you chase with vigor and passion. But after analyzing your values, you may realize that your health may be suffering when you always act on a whim. So then health becomes your number one value. What would make you happy today? Winning the lottery? Having a million friends? Going to the gym? A key factor in how content we are is what our goals are and upon whom we are dependent on them for. For example, winning the lottery and having a million friends are beyond our control and unrealistic. Make your happiness contingent on your own achievements and what you can control. For example, sticking to a healthy diet, going to the gym, or even something as simple as getting through the workday. Make these the yardsticks for your happiness, not external factors. It's not just happiness you can control. You can in fact gain mastery over your entire range of emotions. In order to do that, however, we must first identify our true emotions. We tend to get overwhelmed by our negative emotions, usually because we associate them with failure. But reflect on this. There may be other reasons. You may be feeling angry simply because of fatigue. As soon as you've identified this cause, you can use transformational vocabulary, as mentioned earlier, to express your emotion by saying something like, I'm feeling a little droopy. This will diminish any negativity you feel and make the emotion easier to overcome. All emotions can help you enact positive change in your life. Identify the true cause of any negative emotions and work constructively to tackle them. Why are you feeling lonely? Maybe you have not reached out to any friends lately. If that's the case, the solution is clear. Take action and call them. Despite these coping strategies, we all have times, however, when we can simply not deal with a particular emotion. When that happens, try to recall a time when you did successfully deal with it. Doing this will boost your confidence in your ability to handle difficult situations. Do you think you can make a change in society? No? Well, you'll be surprised. Tony Robbins tells us in this book we can. Small things can make a big difference. Personal and societal improvement need not be mutually exclusive. For example, you may give up beef for health benefits, but this can also help the environment significantly, given the land and consumption needed to raise cattle. Imagine you see someone at the supermarket looking sad. A simple compliment like saying you admire his decision to buy free-range eggs may just change his day. And remember, just a smile is charity. If you smile to others and they spread it to even more people, then you have made a positive impact just by this one act alone. A few final pointers from myself and recommendations. Discipline and consistency comes to the heart of anything. You can make the best decision, but if you don't stick to it, it is futile. Watch the animation of the bestseller Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy covered on this channel, and I've linked that here on the left. We've also talked about transformational vocabulary earlier. A deep dive into this, and one that will significantly help your mental health, is A Complaint-Free World, which I've also covered and I will link here on the right. Anyway, I hope you learned something useful and enjoyed this summary. If you want to keep learning about psychology, medicine, or life hacks, hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button. Any suggestions or comments, feel free to post below. Until next time, stay safe.